What's up, everybody? This dude, I'm in the building, and we're right back here to bring you the latest in the news, hip-hop, sports, and culture. And today, I really just hate to get on this situation, but Antonio Brown, I am really praying for this brother. I am really praying for this brother, because it seems like Antonio Brown is so detached from reality. In my opinion, Antonio Brown is really detached from reality. He really do not understand what is wrong with him. I really think it is something really wrong with him. You know, and I'm not here to bash him in any kind of way, y'all. But we really need to pray for Antonio Brown, because he really try to have all the right words to say. He just do not understand the words that he are saying. This is a really disturbing interview, and it could stem from him probably having CTE. It could be, but we will never know, because you know you can't diagnose anybody with CTE until they are dead. But before I get into this video, everybody, I would love for everybody in the comment box just to send one up for, you know, Antonio Brown is praying for this brother. He's a black, he's a black man, and he's a very talented black man, but I really think he is lost, y'all. I really think he is really detached from reality, and it's a sad case. But I wish the best for Antonio Brown, and I wish that anybody out here that sees this right now can reach out to him and get him the help that he needs, because he really deserves it. I do not want to see anybody just fall victim to anything. So let's get into the video. If you're new to my channel, go and press the subscribe button, hit that like button, because we're taking off. Dude, I'm in the building. Yeah.
Prepare you for this and manage expectation with this interview. This will be the most awkward interview. Top two, maybe with John McAfee. It's an awkward start. You're gonna be sitting there saying, what is going on here? And you'll feel it, right? It's gonna take 30 seconds for you to feel it. 1 minute for you to know what's going on. It's intense. And it's gonna be like that for the good 30 minutes, 45 minutes. But if you don't watch the last hour and you see what happens to the interview, you fully are gonna miss out. So my suggestion to you is, if you're gonna watch this, watch the whole thing, and don't judge the interview by the first 45 minutes, because the last hour will surprise you. Having said that, enjoy the interview with the one and only Antonio Brown. All right, so we got a special guest here for you, the one and only Antonio Brown, AB. If you don't know who he is, let me give you some stats for those few of you who don't know who he is. 7-time Pro Bowler, career touchdowns, 88 of them. He became the first NFL player in the history to have 1,000 receiving yards and returning yards in the same season. It was his second season when he did it. He loves Pilates. He loves swimming. His motto is chest up, eyes up, pray up. He was drafted 6th round, number 195. Brady was 199. Played for a handful of teams. Did great for himself in the NFL. Had a $68 million contract. 5 years with the Steelers, signed another one for 3 years, I believe, with the Raiders for $50 million, 3 years. Done a lot. Has got a big hit right now. The hit song, I think, is called "Put That Shit On." You hear it everywhere. NFL players are dancing to it. Josh Allen is dancing to it. A bunch of I saw Cardi B even dancing to it.
I saw LeBron and Draymond Green dancing to it.
But there's also a lot of other stories to talk about. You're still the president of Donda. You have very good relationship with Kanye. There's a lot of other things that's going on that we want to get into. But with that being said, it's great to have you on. Thank you for being on the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
How you feeling?
I feel really good, man. I feel like the intro was good, but it was like, you told people what I did and not really who I was. You introduced me as, we got Antonio Brown. He was you talk about all the things I accomplished, but it wasn't like who I was. You know what I mean? So, it's just like, the point of reference of right now, it's like, I'm not looked at upon as a human. You just introduced me, Antonio Brown, a human being, a father, a guy who persevered from the street of Liberty City to, the real things. You just listed off like what I did, as far as who I am, it's a different. So, in life, when you treat people as, not a person and just, you know, it can't be just, you know, people of my kind just got value for what they do, and we become who we are based on what we do, and that's how we get accepted in this world on what we do when we are just, you know, human beings. So I'm not just Antonio Brown, the guy who had success in the NFL or a guy who did all these accomplishments. You know, I'm a person, first off. I'm a father. I'm a man of God. You know, I got responsibilities. I got principles, the same as you or the same as anyone else. So, you know, let's get this clear before you introduce me as a guy who was used for entertainment for other ones' clout or their pockets. Let's be clear that I'm a person first and foremost, you know?
Yeah, so that's great you're saying that. I guess that's the whole thing where we're going to learn more about who you really are. Those are some of the stats. We don't know each other. This is the first time we're spending time with each other. Maybe take a moment and share with them. This morning when I was training with my guy who went to high school here, E. Yeah. And he said, you know, I said, if you asked Antonio Brown any question, what would it be? He says, Pat, I want you to turn on videos from Liberty City. Yeah. And so we did. We turned on videos from Liberty City, what it's like. He says, now look how many people can get out of Liberty City. Exactly. He's one kid that was able to get out of Liberty City and get to where he got. It's not an easy thing to do. So the stories of what people who tell me of what you came out of, it's one of the best stories of a guy like you that came out to be where you are today. And we celebrate your accolades. That's what the people who don't know you know you. But why don't you take a minute and share with the audience who you really are before we get into some of the questions here.
Well, I don't know if I could just, you know, sum up who I'm really is. You know, it's a lot of, you know, scrutiny. It's a lot of distraction. It's a lot of, you know, monetization. You know, it's a lot of saturated. You know, there's a lot of things that's being done or said on my behalf, so it could have a lot of clarity. So, you know, it's hard for me to, you know, sum up who I am. But hopefully my actions over the course of my time, you know, details what I do, you know, because a lot of things I do get overlooked. You know, obviously I was a football player, one of the top football players that was able to walk off the field and start another career. You know, no one's doing that or having the opportunity to do that. And, you know, the same thing the NFL talk about with CTE, you know, that's the same thing they cover up from the protections of players that doctors experience. That's the same thing they call you crazy that you got, you know? You know what I mean?
What do you mean by that?
I mean exactly what I said. The same thing that the NFL guys know that guys are dying for. I didn't walk off the field. I walked off the field because I don't want CTE. You guys know what CTE is, right?
Of course we do.
So what is it?
So you walked up.
No, I'm asking you, do you understand what CTE is?
I mean, as a doctor, no, but as what you read about and what you see happens to players,
exactly.
Junior Seau.
So a lot of guys McMahon, that you know that died, but you still say like you don't know. So it's guys out there playing football with repercussions to get CTE as they cover it up. But then when I'm acting irrational or above not understanding of what you may not or someone else may not understand, then I have CTE, right? Because that mean I'm labeled crazy.
Well, the whole thing with CTE is you can't find it out while you're alive.
I know,
right?
but they have to diagnose your brain. No,
right?
But a lot of guys died though, sir. So you understand that you got to educate guys. They're signing up to ruin their lives. And the same time, when guys don't conform or do what I do, to be able to walk off the field and start another career or to go another direction, because the whole thing about the world is they want you to shut up and play basketball. They don't want you to do other things. They want you to be who are you, where you at, and what you're doing in the time what you're doing.
You don't think in today's society they don't let you do what you want to talk about?
How could I maximize my potential as an Afro male when you just introduced me as a commodity? I'm only known to you or anyone else based on what I do, not
because
who
we've
I
never
am.
broken bread, though. I don't know who you are.
You know who I am. That's why you got me here.
But I know you based on your stats and based on your accolades and what you've done. You and I have never broken bread before.
Listen, but it ain't about breaking bread, sir. You can't know a person just by what they do. What you do and who you are is two different things.
That's why we're doing this, though. Yeah. We want to get to know you.
That's what I'm telling you. But you can't get to know. I mean, I'm gonna try to get to know you.
Sure.
What I'm saying.
Yeah.
But
you just got questions. You just got questions that help your spot. You don't try to get to know.
But I think what's important is you're not here to get to know me. You didn't invite me.
I came to get to know you. No, but you didn't introduce me in the right way. You introduced me as a like a wrestler. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like you introducing a wrestler coming to a gladiator.
You ever seen a UFC fight? You ever seen a UFC
Of course,
fight?
bro. I'm in America.
Okay,
You
so
see
how
it?
do they introduce him? Do they say this guy's got 3 kids?
I'm here
he's
as
done
a
this, he's done that?
podcast. That ain't who I am. That's what
Right.
I have. So,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
you ain't
Right, so-
understanding how to treat me as a normal human being.
Right.
Well, listen,
You know what I'm saying?
we're going to do this
Right.
for a few hours, all good. But AB, you must admit, if you were a marginal player, never made it big time in the NFL, you were 5th on the depth chart, bro, you wouldn't be even on a podcast.
No, but
you feel me?
but even the guys not even in my position, every guy at Afro Male go through this on some type of level. You know what I mean? So don't just act like it just you only know me because, man, I'm here today not to talk about like what I do that's well. You guys got questions for what you think that's wrong because you guys don't understand. I'm here to just educate you guys.
Afro male. So you think everybody who's an Afro male goes? I'm
African American, not an
Right.
Afro male, like, you know, African American.
You said I'm just repeating what you said. I'm from Iran.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I'm a guy that was born and raised in Iran. I'm not a guy that was.
I'm not saying that you were non-personal. I'm just letting you know
Right.
it's a common human decency of a human.
Yeah. But,
You know what I mean?
but for me, it's also, you know, do you think America's still a country where a guy like you out of nowhere can come out and have a big life?
Of course, I think you could create any life you want, but it's a cap on it. You know, my people is just getting capped out. You know, like you said, you only introduced me as a guy who did well in sports. I mean, that's all you know. I mean, that's all we could possibly be, right? Like, what else? I mean,
But that's not true. He did say that you have a hit song right now. You are transitioning
I
to
know.
music.
But he mentioned that like one line. I got a hit album. I got the most features that a guy in a freshman album could ever get. You know, a football player walking off the field that they said it was crazy and had CTE. I walked off because I didn't want CTE. Now everyone said I was crazy in January. They dancing like me and you see what I'm saying? But why do we gotta be traumatized on, you know, or poke that?
Traumatized
Yeah,
on
yeah.
what?
On everything. I mean, you said you knew how I grew up.
I don't know how you grew up.
You
I'm
just
telling
said
you.
you heard a story from your guy.
I said I don't know how you grew up. I'm telling you what my
You just
trainer
told
said
me-
this morning to me.
Okay, he gave
Yeah.
you an ideal of it. So
Of
you can
Liberty
paint a
City. I
picture.
get it. Yeah,
You
totally.
don't get it. He just told you a scenario so you could try to get it. He's
But
trying to
the-
educate you.
but
It's not
the-
a bad thing, man. It's
the-
not a
the
personal
only
thing.
way I
This
can-
a podcast. We're
good.
We're advocating. We're
Right.
advocating, man.
By the way,
I'm
AB
here out of respect. We're here to kumbaya to get to know.
Adam,
You know
if
what I
I
mean?
may, very simple, guys. I'm going to simplify this because we're complicating this. You're here because I'm interested in you.
No,
So-
I'm not
so-
saying you're not. I'm saying we're here to understand each other and,
Sure.
and get on the same page. It's
Okay,
not
cool.
personal.
So let's get right into it. Let's get right into it. So, you said some things about CT. So let's talk about that. You know, and we got a lot of topics. We got plenty of time, but a lot of people talk about that wild card game with Cincinnati Bengals. You remember the game where you got hit
course.
and everybody's seen that clip. It's uncomfortable to watch that clip. It's not easy for me to. I watched it earlier today.
Vontez
And,
Burfict,
Yeah, we
right?
can't forget
But
that.
that's what I'm saying. Like you guys pick a point in the career that you guys think you could focus on the target or try to say that I'm. So you trying to say I'm diagnosed with CTE from a hit? Like I don't.
People are saying that.
No.
I know.
For
So I'm
sure.
saying. So people were saying I have CTE, but this is the same thing that killing players. We have players that recently just died from this issue. You know what I'm saying? That's what I just told you before we started.
Sure.
The same thing I walked off the field for that I didn't want to get CTE. It's the same thing they put on me to say I got CTE to crazy. You see what I'm saying?
So you're saying so the criticism.
Yeah, like, you feel me?
The criticism you're saying is that
Criticism
people
come with achievement. I don't mind criticism.
Sure.
What I do, I got the highest criticism. I'm
Okay.
a football player. When
Right.
you finish the game, commentators talk about it, families talk about it, they go home and watch it. It's on everyone. They gamble on it. They play. It's the biggest in the world. It's on every day of the TV, right?
But just to be fair, you're saying you're the same person you were before that hit and after the hit. So you didn't
That's
feel
what I'm saying.
any differences.
No, that's
with
what I'm
you.
telling you, sir. I just played football and won a Super Bowl. That's
Right.
what I'm saying. You guys get uncomfortable because you don't understand or you try to marginalize. Then you try to take me back to a moment that you think got me acting this way. Like, you know what I mean? You see what I'm saying?
Marginalize.
Yeah, you just picked. I got so many big moments
No,
in my
because you-
career.
I
I
had-
won a Super Bowl.
Right.
The best player that you guys call the GOAT called me to come help him win the Super Bowl.
Sure.
I'm the #1 receiver in the Steelers history.
Yeah, we know that.
No, you don't know that, because if you know that,
I just
why
said
would
you're a
take me
7-time
back-
Pro Bowler.
Yeah, but that don't matter, sir. That's just the stats you read on Google.
But you just said you just said yourself you're the best receiver that Brady called you. You're going back to
Exactly.
football.
Yeah, because you just went back to a moment in my football
I only did
career
because
that you
you brought
said
it
I
up.
got a hit.
No, I
brought up CTE. So your point was I got hit in the point and maybe I got it.
Well, because
it's
that's-
players that's died that got it, and you
Sure.
taking me to the point to actually
Sure.
do I got an issue that killed people when the league killed people.
because
you see?
when you
These guys
pull up
crazy.
when you pull up the stats on when you pull up
So what you saying? Every football player is signing up to get CTE, right? And if they don't
No.
perform to want to play, or they don't act like you think they should act, you gonna go back to a moment when they got hit to say you got CTE because you're crazy.
No, I will say it's
That's what I'm saying. So it's like my people.
I was
No
in
matter
the
what we do,
military.
we damned if we do this,
Yeah.
we do this. It's not.
Well-
I respect the military. This not about the military, sir. This is about you and me having a positive conversation,
And that's the idea.
amongst CTE. So I gave you a scenario saying, yo, if a player's signing up to get CTE, and I
Mm-hmm.
walked off the field because I didn't want CTE, and you go back to the moment where you think I got hit and may have CTE. You see what I'm saying? It's no win.
I'm asking you a
You know what I'm
question
saying?
for you to give your position. It's very simple
not asking
because
me a question.
when I joined the military, I had
It's
a
not
risk.
the military. This football.
I'm giving you my situation. If you want to know you said you want to learn about me as well. So I'll tell you a little bit here. When I joined the military, there was a risk. And the risk was
This ain't the military though, sir. This is a football. This is a
military, you get killed. In football, you could get hurt, and people get killed due to CTE. So I'm asking if there was in your career, if you look at injuries, what we can see.
We don't look at injuries in the career. We look at highlights, moments,
I shared that earlier.
winnings, earnings.
I shared all of that. I shared all of that
You
earlier.
didn't share none of it, man. You just said I got hit and by a guy that you thought everybody get hit. It's football, bro. It's just like the army.
So in other words, it didn't do anything for you. You were the same before
I
as you were
got
afterwards.
CTE. That's what you guys gonna say because I'm not
I'm not a
conforming
doctor.
to you.
I'm
you know?
not
I'm
gonna
not
say you got a
conforming to you.
CTE.
To be fair,
I don't care what you guys say what I got. You
hear
know,
me?
you guys gonna say what I got anyway. You just say what I got. You took me back to a moment of a hit that you thought that may give me CT. I'm a football player. I took millions of hits, sir. Millions of hits. But that's the only moment you seem to focus on because you want to irrationalize my being.
But that's the only game.
You
where
irrationalizing my being, man. I am a superhero. I made it from Liberty City.
Sure.
I'm an example. I am delight. I am hope. I am motivation. When I walk out here, people get excited. You know, it's not about what you write or what you think or what you say because you don't understand. You're not from where I'm from. You don't view the world how I view it. You don't go through what I go through. You don't get the same opportunities I get. You don't get compressed the same way I get compressed. You don't get hated upon or written upon or ridiculed or criticized or made a fool out of. You see what I'm saying? You keep poking the bear, then the bear poke back, then I'm crazy, right? So you saying if I play football, I'm going to die of CTE, but if I don't play football, I got CTE because I act in a rational way that people may not understand.
You're saying that. We're not saying that. Nobody
I just
here
was
said
talking
that.
to you for 5 or 10 minutes. You took me back to a highlight of my career
Yeah.
when I got hit.
Because you brought
I got
up CTE.
many highlights. I got a score in the touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Sure. Beautiful play. And we
AB.
saw it. I saw it live.
AB, let's
I
get-
thought
You know
it was
what
a
I'm
great
saying?
play. I thought it was
Let's
a
get-
great play. Hang on one
Yeah.
second.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I thought it was a great play, but I want to isolate this concern and move on from this CT. Very simple. So to isolate the CT concern, I brought up. You said CT. I brought it up. You're saying the concussion that
I'm
you got in
saying
your
I walked
career.
off the field, man. I didn't say nothing about the concussion. I said football players
Right.
are signing up for CTE. That's why I walked off the field. I don't want CTE. I made that clear. Did you not understand that?
So that means that that incident never
Bro,
got you CT.
Bro, listen, it's not about the incident. It's about me walking off the field, bro. I'm at the time of this year walking off the field, bro. You're taking me back to 2015 of a hit of CTE.
Yeah.
I'm living in this time and telling you in real time. I'm here looking you in your eyes
Yeah.
to tell you I walked off the field from not getting CTE.